Today, on this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at something pretty neat. The Santa Cruz Nomad. And in fact, this is the 4th generation. So let's take a look. So this Santa Cruz Nomad that we're taking a look at today, this is a 2018 colorway. First year that this new Nomad with the revised suspension and all that great stuff came into being. Now this is the CC model, meaning that this is a super lightweight carbon fiber Nomad, and it runs their new kind of linkage for that VPP format. So this is the familiar VPP suspension that's actually been in a lot of Santa Cruz bikes. But what's pretty neat is they mount the shock quite a bit lower now, which allows them to get that 170 millimeters of suspension travel and place all the weight down low. So this has linkage pretty similar to what the V10 has as far as the location and how it operates. But you can see it's also got a mode right here to flip in and out of a high and a low bottom bracket. That means you can change up head tube angle, BB height, be able to customize it for where you're going to be riding the bike. Also in the back end, because you're going to have dirt that kicks things up, you've actually got this little flap right there. That helps as the wheel's spinning things up, helps keeping that flap from actually getting dirt all over the stanchion of your rear shock. As we take a look at the back here, you can see it's running the RockShox Super Deluxe RCT Air Shock. So this is highly adjustable, able to be set up exactly for what you're doing, and kind of matches the trail features of this bike so that you can use your new Nomad both on some trails as well as a bike park bike. Now, if we go through, this being the CC model, that means it does have the full carbon fiber front and rear triangles. It's got machined aluminum linkages, and then it's got the VPP suspension design, which is really efficient, great bump compliance, and it's going to be able to ride pretty well. Some of the small features that I've come through to kind of really like about it, you actually have this little guard right here. That's really nice for when picking the bike up, moving it around. That's a nice piece of guard to be onto the bike. And then through the bottom bracket here, you'll actually see a real long piece of guard there as well to make sure that any of those rocks or things like that you're getting, that's not going to beat up the frame. If you look at the bottom, you can see in here, it is pretty nice looking. Quite a bit of carbon layup. You can actually see that the bottom bracket is threaded. It's got ISCG tabs, which is a nice thing to have. Be able to run whatever chain retention or guide that you want to. And then on the back, this of course is a boost bike. So this is running Boost 148 straight through with post mount brakes. Now of course you've got Santa Cruz's own aluminum seat tube collar, and then naturally on the front end of the bike you're going to have a tapered head tube, so 1.1 down to 1.5. All internal routing except for the rear brake line. Rear brake line does run external, and that's par for the course because you want to have that as a really easy thing to install and service, so you don't have to worry about cutting and bleeding the line every time when you're taking the brakes on and off of the bike. So as far as geometry is concerned, this is set up with a 430 millimeter chain stay, so 430 millimeters long, pretty short. It's a 27.5 wheel size bike with a lot of travel, so that's super commendable. You're also going to have in the head tube area, you're going to have a head tube angle of 65 degrees in the high position and then 64.6 in the low position. So nice slack geometry to be able to keep this bike super stable. So now that we've taken a look at the bike, let's go ahead, throw the entire frame onto our scale, and we'll see exactly what it weighs in at. So if we place the bike onto the scale here, you'll see that it's going to weigh in 3,182 grams. That includes shock and everything. Thanks for watching. This is James the Bike Guy. Go ahead and be sure to subscribe, and of course like the video if you enjoyed it, and be here for the next one.